Hello and welcome. I'm the Soul Enchantress. And welcome to today's message. It is actually a question for you. Does your business and is your business feeding your soul or your ego? And how to tell? So the reason I decided to create this message and to record this message is because in a very short period of time, within 24 hours, I had several people tell me that they were giving up their businesses. These are not clients, by the way, that they were giving up their businesses in order to prioritize something else in their lives. And I didn't take much notice when I heard the first person say it. I didn't take too much notice when I heard the second person, but when the third person said it, I thought, hang on, this is a pattern that's occurring today, and therefore I wanted to take a look at why those three conversations actually seem to have an underlying truth, and the main reason they were giving that they needed to step away from their business in order to do or whatever it is in sort of I want to protect their privacy, so I'm not actually going to say what exactly they wanted to do, but it was something completely separate to their business, something to do with their personal lives that they wanted to give more attention to. And when I thought about it, I realized that the reason they were giving was one thing, but the underlying reason was something completely different. And this is what came out of it. So I wanted to discuss it with you. And I realized in an instant why it was niggling at me, because their businesses, no matter how successful those three different businesses may be, those businesses had actually been feeding the individual's ego and not their soul. And I don't mean it in a derogatory way when I say feeding your ego. I don't believe that your ego is a bad thing. The ego actually has a place in your life. However, when your ego takes precedence over the more multidimensional aspects and the more broader view and the more spiritual alignment and the essence, alignment with your true essence, which is not your physical self or your physical body or your physical business or your physical existence or your physical reality, when you are not in alignment with the essence of who you are and why you incarnated into this lifetime and your mission and your purpose in life, when you're not aligned with it, that your decisions and your life is lived from the alignment of your ego, well, then that's where we have things that lead to disharmony, chaos, and fear, and everything else that modern society is riddled with. Okay, so let me get back to the question at hand. So, does your business feed your ego, or is your business feeding your soul? And how can you tell? One of the easiest ways to actually answer this question is for you to see, when you think about running your business, or when you are running your business, or what it is that you are doing, is it an innate extension of who you are, the essence of you, or is it something that is in alignment and an innate extension of the masks that you've created for yourself and the personification and the personality you've created for yourself because of societal, family, your own misguided expectations because you're measuring your successes against someone else's success, because they may be aligned with their path in life and you are not. Therefore, you're trying to emulate someone else's success and measuring your success from that, and you've done something, or you stepped into a business that is actually misaligned with you. Whatever that may be, one of the easiest ways to tell is when you actually look at your business. You will be able to see, is this the true essence of you? Is this an extension of the person that you innately are when you're all by yourself and you have nothing to prove and no one to impress and nobody's acknowledgement that you want? When you are innately that person, is this business an extension of you? Or is this business something that you bought for yourself, made for yourself, created for yourself, stepped into, was expected to do? Or is it something that lights you up every day of your life? So that's one of the ways. And the second way to identify whether you are in a business that is feeding your soul or feeding your ego is that you actually won't get tired. You will physically never be drained, exhausted, tired, or burnt out from the work that you do. So I know many people who, I'm aware of many people who run spiritual, so-called spiritual businesses, and they could be healers or whatever it is that they want to call themselves, and they are burnt out, tired, exhausted. So that just because you're using your gifts or a gift that you may have or a talent or an ability and turning that into a business doesn't mean that you are meant to be doing that as your business. I come across this very often because the people that I work with are actually not, they are very gifted in terms of their intuitive abilities. However, they use it in other areas of their life and work. They're not meant to use it to become a healer or become a psychic or become a shaman or whatever it is. They're not meant to use it for that. And I actually don't have clients who come to me who are meant to be in those roles. It's just not my path in life to work with clients like that. I work with business leaders who run businesses and those who don't run businesses, but they use those intuitive abilities in order to create a different impact on the planet. So maybe they could be an artist, so they're using their intuitive abilities to paint in a way that is mesmerizing and that actually creates transformation in people. Or they could be something as simple as a property developer, and they may be using their intuitive abilities in order to create the best and sustainable infrastructure for the future of their community, their planet, our planet, as well as the greater world. So these are just like very, kind of haphazard examples, but I just wanted to let you know that that's the type of client that I actually work with, in terms of that their intuitive abilities are not necessarily there to create a business out of it. So that's the second way you can tell. Just because you have a talent in something doesn't mean that if you turn that into a business and you are exhausted, tired, or drained or burnt out, that means you're actually in the wrong business. Your business is feeding your ego, not your soul. And your ego doesn't have to be this big, bold and brash ego, as most people identify someone that is egotistical or driven by their ego. It could actually be something as simple as, oh no, this is what I'm supposed to do and this is what I'm expected to do, and people are counting on me and my family expects me to step into the family business, or whatever it is. So that's the second way that you can tell. Let me think of a third way. So the first way is actually the fact that you are, it's an extension of who you are, what you do. The second is that you're never tired, exhausted, or burnt out with the work that you do. And the third way that you can tell whether your business is feeding your ego or your soul is that a soul-driven business keeps evolving. So, those of you who've known me since I started this business almost a decade ago now, know that it has evolved and evolved and evolved and morphed and evolved and transformed itself into what it is today. But it's been so organic, it's been so natural. It's like driving down this country road that meanders and turns around and goes around a bend, and then it just comes out and into this beautiful field, and you keep driving and you're like, oh, I'm not exactly where I started, but how that was so smooth. So the journey is really smooth, the evolution is smooth, and it is seamless and natural and organic. And at every point, you are magnetizing the type of clients that you are meant to be working with. And your price points will evolve, your offerings will evolve, your services, your product, your talents and your abilities and your you will evolve. Your business and you will automatically and organically and naturally evolve in a seamless way. So those are three of the ways. I mean, there's many ways, but these are the three that I feel called to channel right now in order to let you know how you can test whether your business is feeding your soul or feeding your ego. So it would be an innate extension of who you are. It's not something that you have to, you may have to do some study for it, but it's something that you innately know how to do. You have an ability and a gift in it, okay? And the second one is that just because you have an innate ability or a gift doesn't mean you've got to turn it into a business, because if you do, then you will be exhausted and burnt out. But if it is feeding your soul and not your ego, then you will find that you are never exhausted or burnt out. The third one is that your business from the day you started to today would have completely and utterly evolved, and it would look like something different. So they are not going to be the same thing. In other words, it's not that, oh, I've grown and I've opened 3 offices, or I've opened 3 stores, I've launched into different countries, but you're actually producing the same product or offering the same service. That's not evolution. Evolution is where your business actually literally has morphed into something else, okay? And so have you. So you are not the same person that stepped into your business. So I hope this helps. And as always, I'd like to invite you that if you'd like to dive deeper, I invite you to step into my Sacred Wisdom Library and Cosmic Sound Temple. And there you can dive into discovering more about who you are, your innate self, but also have access to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to energetic tools that you can use for your business and your life, and the evolution of your business and the evolution of your life. Or step into a private session with me and get absolutely blown away and mesmerized by the cosmic sound medicine that I offer you, and or attend one of my live Cosmic Sound Symphony in-person events. So you can find all of this on my website, soulenchantress.com, and I am the Soul Enchantress, and I hope to hear from you soon. Joyous blessings.